Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently working on getting finished up with our war canoe wharves here. So we've got 3 out of 5 complete, and our major issue right now is we're pretty negative on our axe monies. I think a big portion of this is likely to do with the amount of stone that we've been using, particularly in the last 2 episodes. It's been a lot. And we've also been asking an awful lot of our timber, which is why we've got a lot more sawyers up over here. So that's absolutely a thing. I think we accept timber here, so that should come from over here. Yeah, that should be okay. Do we have the ability to farm timber? We do. So that's an interesting option as well. If we were to do some of that out over here, that would get us some housing for these. And there already is some housing kind of nearby, but not terribly. And then we would be able to get some of this going, right? This crop must be planted near water or on irrigated terrain. Never mind. So that has to be irrigated. So down here might not be a bad idea. We've already got some timber down here. But what I'm thinking then is we can put in a farmer's hut here. And then we can put in this anywhere where there isn't already any timber, and there's these chinampas here. But we can do something kind of like this, right? And just go through here, placing this in locations where there isn't any felled timber. So then this would be 29, 30, 31, and 32. Something kind of like that. Okay. I mean, we're going to want more of it, but something like that should be absolutely okay. That'll get us some additional timber coming into. So that'll be fine. We certainly need more timber. I'm still fairly concerned about our axe monies situation. We could export weapons here. That is something that we could do. So that might help matters. I don't know if we're producing enough weapons right now. We may or may not be. So I guess we'll find out. If we need to produce more weapons up this way, we can do that. We can put more blade nappers like here. That would be okay. So that would be a good thing. Some of our workshops are lacking timber. Yeah, we know. We're working on it. So up over this direction, timber and clay are needed. We could have this be getting clay just for the purposes of constructing up here. So we'll do that for now. Seems okay for the moment. And we're still having some difficulties getting some things constructed down over this way. We still need a lot of stone out here. That's the primary issue, is we need to get stone down this way. So that's, of course, the purpose of this porter stop. And that porter stop, does that have access to any stone? Kind of. There's this porter yard up here. Ah, right. It was supposed to be from this porter stop. Okay. That's understood. And this is just weapons and armor that this is collecting down here. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of work needing to be done over here, and these roads are pretty much done. Stone roads are very expensive. I think we should be pretty much done with our stone roads at this point. So we should be seeing a lot more stone coming in over here. Our prosperity is pretty okay. Our might needs more work, but I think that these war canoe wharves will solve that. That's the theory anyway. So getting this noble compound upgraded would be great. It would need more diversion. I'm thinking about how we might want to solve that. Is there a space here? There is. So we can take a road down here and free up a little bit of space right here. And that road could also theoretically cross here. I'd really love for this chinampa to get finished down here, but alas, that is not apparently happening. We're having some difficulty actually getting some things built down over this way. Ah, I think we just finished one of our war canoe wharves. Yes. Excellent. So that looks good. This one down over here is actually done as well. So we now need to have provisions of maize here, which we've got a decent amount of maize here. That seems absolutely okay. And actually, I want this to be on accepts fish, because it can take it directly from these wharfs. So that looks good for now. And we're starting to see some of these trees regrow. That's good. Out over here, we've got this Sawyer. I'm wondering about housing out here. Yeah, we've kind of got some housing out here. We'll see. So some of our war canoes are lacking weapons and armor, but this porter is now finished. That's a very good sign. This alcove is finished as well, as is this one. Okay, perfect. So we need to deliver weapons down over here. We need some recruits out over this way. What I'm thinking right now is a house here. Makes sense to me. So we'll get that in there. And I would also like this house to connect in out over this way. Hi, pause menu. I'd like the house to connect in out over here. So that way, once this road gets built, this house will be much closer to these. So that'll be good for the moment. Some of our forts need more soldiers. Are these considered forts? They have to be, right? Because this is our only fortress, and this is actually good. So that's not a concern. I do think having additional blade nappers is probably a good idea. So this is going to be like one too many here, but we can put in a blade napper pair right up over this way. I think more blade nappers is a bigger deal right now because we're trying to export weapons. We're also attempting to tribute weapons. So let's get 2 more blade nappers in right here. They can grab directly from the trading post. That'll be fine. So this up here is starting to get built, and housing up in this area continues to be an issue. I want to get common homes put in here. I'm going to do a block of them like that. And then from there, we can just extend this out and around and get rid of this guy, get rid of these 2. That'll be fine. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit of time there. We've got 2 years yet, and some of our war canoes are lacking provisions of maize. That said, that should get delivered. We've got 42 maize here. That looks fine. Some of our health venues are overcrowded. Yeah, I don't really particularly care about that right now. Our might is at 67 out of 70, and we still have recruits to get down over here. Okay, so that looks good. We're still short of some workers down over this way. I'd really like it if we got some of these Chinampas finished and got this land cleared up. We're working on it. Slowly. It's actually beginning to get there. This Chinampa is finally done. Okay, that's good. That's really, really good. So we now got a Sawyer over here. And the question is, do we want to put in another common home here? And the answer is yes. I'm going to do that right there. Okay, so checking in up over this direction, we should have staff being moved in up over here eventually. These blade nappers need timber. We should have a good amount of timber coming in, so we can check in down here and see, yeah, these fields need to be dug still. This farmer's hut hasn't been built, so that's understood. For the time being, I don't really want to construct too much else. We need to get our prosperity up at this moment, and we still need a couple of captains out over here. Some of our war canoes are lacking weapons at this moment, but I think we'll be okay on that front. What was this pop-up? Ah, levies. Okay. So we can see we're at 0 of 40 weapons here. We clearly need more blade nappers. There's no doubt about that. I'm just thinking about space out over here. We have space here, but not space that could be connected with a road. We could do blade nappers here. That's definitely an option. I think we're going to. So I'm going to put in a single blade napper right there. I want more weapon production. I think that's going to be of vital importance. So we'll get going on that. Are we exporting any cotton? Yes, we're exporting cotton. We may want to have more cotton weavers for that purpose. So I'm thinking a cotton weaver here. But do we have any cotton buds that we could put up over this way? That's an interesting question, actually. If we were to extend this road, it would need to come awkwardly up like this and then in. We could put a pair of cotton weavers up here, with the idea being that they are specifically for export. And then we can have cotton buds be getting here. And that seems good to me. So that'll allow us to do, hopefully, additional export of cotton. I don't know if these cotton weavers are probably not actually getting us any export right now. I think our cotton is all being eaten up by our armorers. That's the current theory. Ah, we can finally work on some road out over here, like that. So that looks good. Eventually that'll get finished, and that'll be useful territory over there. So we're still lacking a couple of elites out over here. So I'm thinking this might be a good spot. I think we're going to have to wait for the Chinampas to clear a little bit, but this might be a good spot for a noble compound. Yeah, this Chinampa would have to get finished. Okay. I'd love to see that actually happen. We do need more timber, and this farmer's hut still hasn't been built. We'll get there eventually, I hope. But I'm just watching our axe monies drain away at this moment and thinking, we really need to get some of these exports online. More timber is going to be a necessity, and some of our security is overstretched, apparently. I'm not seeing... there's a sweeper here that's strained. So we could definitely consider putting in a sweeper somewhere like this to pull some of that strain off. And we could do another one up over here. Consider that done. So that looks good. We do have some of this timber harvesting happening now. Some of it. But we still have a big need of timber. And we can see that a lot of these guys... this is all still cut down here. Yeah, there's not enough nearby trees for these two sawyers. That's understood. I'm going to cancel these two. I think 2 is enough up over here. But we definitely need more sawyers cutting down more trees or more of these sorts of farms. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, this farmer's hut just isn't getting built. And I think that's because we do accept timber here. We just got some timber here. So hopefully they're going to move some of that timber over to this farmer's hut, but we have a big demand for timber. That's for sure. So war canoes are still lacking weapons. 2 out of 5 complete there. And we need to bring up our prosperity a little bit. So prosperity is mostly going to be brought up, I think, by getting our exports going. So these are set to export here. Cotton buds are being got. We're importing Megui. That's fine. We're accepting timber here. And that's going to come from this sawyer. So that looks reasonably good. These cotton weavers, blade nappers out over here. That's an armorer. Understood. Levies of 7 spearmen per year. Sure. So does that mean that we're no longer needing to tribute the weapons? I think we still need to tribute the weapons and timber. We just need to have 7 set for Empire service. So I'm going to set these 2 for Empire service just to be on the safe side. That's an additional 4 in theory. So that seems good. Now, how's this Chinampa doing? It is not done yet. Okay. Well, we're still waiting on some timber coming in out over this way. We're going to be into our last year fairly soon. So that's absolutely a concern. No doubt about that. That is a large concern. So hopefully we'll be able to get this cotton weaver actually operational. We're at 2 of 8, 3 of 8, 1 of 8 here. We definitely want to get some of these online. We just don't have people working in these areas right now. So this one and this one. Okay, so this cotton weaver is now working. This one should be working very soon. That'll be a very good thing. We absolutely need to get those online. So prosperity is at 24 out of 35. I want to be bringing that up. This Chinampa, still not going yet. We do need an additional noble facility down here. So we're just waiting on some of that to come in. Some of our war canoes are still lacking weapons, and that's absolutely an issue. But we are producing quite a lot of weapons, in theory. We've got a blade napper here, we've got a bunch of blade nappers up over this direction, and we are exporting some weapons, we're exporting some cotton. We need to get our finances under control. That is absolutely a big deal. No doubt about that. That obsidian is just kind of killing us right now. The obsidian requirements. So, what do we need up here? We need access to a market. Fair enough. We can just put one right there. That's fine. So a small market up here is no concern. And hopefully we'll start seeing some of this exporting. So this is pottery here. So a lot of this is being consumed right now, right? We can get rid of the cotton. So if we go in here to our commerce, we can go into specifically cotton, and we can say no access to market for cotton. And then we can go into obsidian, no market access for obsidian. Stone, no market access. Maybe market access for stone is fine. What else are we interested in not having market access for? Pottery? We are trying to export some pottery. So let's do that for now. We need cloth to develop some of these. Yeah, that's understood. A cloth weaver is present in some areas. So we've got a couple of mason yards over here. I'm pretty certain that we've got a cloth weaver over this way somewhere. Yeah, here's one. So that looks fine. And I would definitely like to get another cloth weaver up somewhere over this way. We can actually fit one in right here, and that seems good. So we'll do that. That seems absolutely fine for right now. We failed to dispatch our levies. Okay. I don't know why, but apparently we failed to dispatch our levies. So our war canoes are lacking weapons still, and we should probably stop exporting weapons, to be honest, until such a time as that's fixed. So I'm going to say no trade of weapons for right now. We'd like to make more money, but hopefully if we're no longer selling obsidian or cotton in our market, hopefully we'll just be able to export that. So obsidian isn't existent in the large market or the small market either. Okay, that's noted. We absolutely need more weapons. So this is currently at 0 of 40. So it seems like we need more weapons than we need armor, just generally speaking. And that's fine. But I would very much like to get our finances going the other direction at this moment. So we're starting to see some pottery build up in our exports, and the fish down here is not currently set to export, or rather, it's not making it there. This herbalist is strained. This improved sweeper here is strained. So we've got this sweeper here, which is also strained. And then we just put in one up over this way as well. That one's in no service usage right now. So we may want to consider putting in another sweeper, perhaps somewhere up this direction for the moment, just to lower some of that strain. This blade napper still has no artisans here. It can be reached. We're just waiting on it coming online. We have enough housing nearby. We just don't have people moving in just yet. So that's understood. Hopefully, okay, we're down to 2 of 5 complete here. We need more blade nappers. That's very clear. I'm going to put one in right here. So we'll get that going. We just need to kind of put in blade nappers wherever we can. We definitely need more production. This is going to clear out a forest. I don't love that. We could put one in here. I don't know if that's really going to have access to anything. I guess it's got access to the obsidian from here. So that seems fine. I also feel like our lack of timber is still a bit of a concern for us. So this farmer's hut is down here. And it doesn't have anyone in it, but it has been built. So that looks good. We'll start producing additional timber that way. These sawyers are online. and are working on getting more timber. So these guys are getting more timber as well. My question is, are we running into an issue of not having enough timber for our blade nappers? I don't think so. I think we've got enough timber. So we can see that this has 43 weapons here. 0 out of 40 pieces. But it's got 43 out of 45 in this tooltip. So that's exciting. No doubt about that. 0 of 35, 20 of 35, 29 of 35, 24 of 35, and 28 of 35. It's now saying 3 out of 5 complete again. Okay. We still haven't worked on these 2 Chinampas. I really want to get this one done, because getting a noble hut here is a big deal. But alas, we can't put that in until such a time as this Chinampa gets finished. Oh, this guy's building it. It's going now. Okay, that's a big deal. We actually finally got somebody working on the Chinampa that we needed. That's good. So this blade napper up over here needs timber, of course, and we need stone for this small market. I'm just keeping an eye on our finances. Our finances seem to be better now. I would love to export weapons, but we're just not in a position where we can do that. We need to have weapon deliveries happening down over here. So 3 out of 5 are currently considered complete, and we're definitely still in a weapon deficit. So we're waiting on artisans here and here. That's understood. So these blade nappers are all online. I'm wondering what our weapon situation here is. 60 out of 55. Okay. That's noted. Some of our masons are lacking timber. I'm not terribly shocked about that, but we can see that we're definitely... Our forestry is becoming more sustainable out over here. That's good. This guy down over here, still nobody has moved in here. Water quality of none. That might have something to do with it. We can put in a well dipper about right here. So that seems good. This Chinampa's at 30%. So let's let that finish up. We'll get in a noble compound right here, and that noble compound will hopefully... Wait a second. We've got people here. Maybe we don't need that. Yeah, we've now got nobles here. So that seems good. We're at 3 out of 5 completion. Our prosperity needs to go up, and we're working on that for sure. Okay, where are you guys going? Sure. I don't know what they have. Hopefully they're exporting some goods. We see fish up here in this trading post. That's great. I'm also hoping to see some cotton up over here. But we're working on it. We're trying to make as many weapons as we can. So we're still at 0 of 35 weapons here. 24, 31, 33, and 31. So yeah, we're trying to deliver some weapons here, but it is about time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on hopefully getting these guys fully up to scratch and getting our prosperity up a little bit. How are we going to go about getting our prosperity up in the amount of time we have left? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully the cloth weaver here will do the trick. That would be ideal. It lacks Magui right now. I'm wondering if we can get any over here. We've got cotton buds here in this porter yard, but no real space. This would actually reach. Yeah. So we can have some Magui here. That'll deliver it to this cloth weaver. Looks good. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.